How you respond emotionally to challenges is one of the most important skills you can ever develop because it shapes the very trajectory of your life. Too often, people let circumstances control them. They allow frustration, fear, anger, or disappointment to dominate their mind, their choices, and their actions. But what if I told you that true power doesn't come from changing your circumstances, but from changing how you respond to them? When you learn to master your emotional response, you take the reins of your life. You move from being a passenger tossed by every wave to the captain steering your ship steadily through storms. This is what I mean by acting as if nothing bothers you. Not pretending problems don't exist, but refusing to let them shake your foundation. You see, emotions are like weather. Sometimes storms brew inside of us. Anger, anxiety, stress. But just like the weather outside, these emotions come and go. You don't have to build your entire life around them. When you learn to observe your feelings without immediately reacting, you build a habit of emotional discipline. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or being cold. It means recognizing the feeling, understanding its source, and then choosing your response carefully. Imagine you face criticism at work. Your first instinct might be to get defensive or upset, but if you master your emotional response, you pause, take a breath, and act as if nothing bothers you. That pause gives you the power to analyze the feedback, separate the useful from the hurtful, and respond in a way that serves your growth instead of hurting your confidence. Emotional mastery is not something you achieve overnight. It's a practice, a muscle you build through small choices made consistently. Every time you choose to stay calm in a stressful situation, every time you decide to act confidently despite doubt, you reinforce your ability to control your internal world. Over time, this creates a mindset where challenges no longer feel like threats, but opportunities to prove your resilience. One of the keys to mastering your emotional response is understanding that feelings themselves are not the problem. Emotions are natural and important signals. What matters is the power you give those feelings over your decisions. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you're not denying your emotions. You're managing their impact so they don't dictate your actions. Think about great leaders and successful people you admire. Rarely do you see them crumble under pressure. Why? Because they've cultivated a mindset where emotions are respected but never allowed to derail them. They act as if nothing bothers them because they understand the importance of staying composed to make clear decisions, inspire others, and keep moving forward. This mastery also builds your confidence. When you consistently respond calmly to difficulties, you start to trust yourself more. You know you have the strength to face anything without falling apart. That trust in yourself is the foundation of personal power. And the more you act as if nothing bothers you, the more that belief in your strength grows. Another benefit of mastering your emotional response is that it frees your energy. Negative emotions can be draining. Worry, anger, or frustration consume mental and physical resources that could otherwise be invested in your goal. By learning to act as if nothing bothers you, you redirect that energy into productive action, creativity, and focus. You don't waste time stewing over problems. You focus on solutions. Let me be clear. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about being emotionless or indifferent. It's about being intentional. It's about deciding that no external circumstance will steal your peace or slow your progress. It's about protecting your mind and heart like a gardener protects their plants, removing the weeds of negativity so the good can grow. This approach also teaches resilience. When setbacks come, and they will, you don't let them define your story. You act as if nothing bothers you, not because you don't feel the pain, but because you refuse to be defeated by it. You learn to bounce back stronger, to keep your eyes on the horizon, and to believe that every challenge is a stepping stone, not a stopping point. The journey to emotional mastery starts with awareness. Pay attention to your feelings and notice how you react. Are you quick to get upset? Do you let criticism throw you off course? Once you become aware, start practicing the pause. The next time something bothers you, stop, take a breath. Remind yourself that you control your reaction, not the other way around. Practice acting calm even when you don't feel calm. Pretend nothing bothers you when you're faced with difficulty. Over time, that pretense becomes reality because your mind and body respond to your actions. You literally rewire your brain to handle stress better. In conclusion, mastering your emotional response is a lifelong skill that pays dividends beyond measure. It empowers you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and strength. By acting as if nothing bothers you, you send a powerful message to yourself and the world that you are in control, you are resilient, and no external force can shake your commitment to your goals. Remember, your emotions don't have to be your masters, they can be your allies. When you learn to master them, you gain the freedom to live with confidence, clarity, and calm no matter what life throws at you. And that is the mark of a truly successful and fulfilled life. One of the greatest lessons you can learn on your journey to personal growth and success is the wisdom to control what you can and release what you can't. This simple but profound principle separates those who live in constant frustration and stress from those who enjoy peace, focus, and progress. It's the difference between feeling trapped by life's challenges and feeling empowered to overcome them. You see, life is full of things beyond your control. The economy shifts, other people make decisions, unexpected events happen, and sometimes your plans just don't unfold the way you want. Trying to control these uncontrollable forces is like trying to hold water in your hands. It slips through no matter how tight you squeeze. When you focus on trying to manage everything, you waste your precious energy and create unnecessary anxiety. But here's the truth. You don't have to control everything to be successful or happy. You only need to control the things that truly matter and learn to let go of the rest. That's the essence of acting as if nothing bothers you. It's about making peace with what you cannot change and doubling down on what you can influence. Imagine you're driving a car on a busy highway. You control your steering, your speed, and how alert you are, but you don't control the traffic around you, the weather, or the actions of other drivers. If you obsess over every car's movement, you'll be tense and distracted. But if you focus on your own driving and let go of the rest, you're safer, calmer, and more effective. This mindset creates clarity. When you focus only on what's within your control, your thoughts, your attitude, your efforts, you free your mind from the clutter of worry. You become more productive because your energy flows towards solutions, not problems. And the more you act as if nothing bothers you about things outside your control, the more you maintain your peace and progress. Let's take an example from business or personal relationships. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control how you respond. You can't control the outcome of every project, but you can control how hard you work and how well you prepare. You can't control every market fluctuation, but you can control your habits and decisions. When you focus on these controllable factors, you build momentum and confidence. Learning to release what you can't control also protects you from emotional burnout. Stress often comes from trying to manage or fix things that aren't your responsibility or simply cannot be changed. By acting as if these things don't bother you, you shield yourself from unnecessary frustration. You acknowledge the reality, but refuse to be consumed by it. This does not mean being passive or indifferent. Far from it. It means acting intentionally. It means giving your best to the things you can influence and wisely choosing where to invest your energy. This clarity of focus leads to better results and a more fulfilling life. This principle also enhances your resilience. When things don't go your way, and they won't sometimes, you don't waste time lamenting the unfairness. You accept the situation, adjust where you can, and keep moving forward. Acting as if nothing bothers you means refusing to be defeated by circumstances beyond your control. It's important to understand the psychological impact of this mindset. Our brains are wired to pay attention to problems and threats. This negativity bias can pull us into cycles of worry and helplessness. But when you consciously choose to act as if you're unaffected by uncontrollable events, you retrain your brain to focus on what empowers you instead. One of the practical ways to apply this is through daily reflection. At the end of each day, review your experiences and ask yourself, what did I control today? What was beyond my control? Celebrate your efforts and your responses in the areas you influenced, and consciously let go of the stress attached to what you couldn't change. This simple habit rewires your mind toward peace and effectiveness. Another useful strategy is to create mental boundaries. When you catch yourself worrying about something outside your control, pause and remind yourself, this is not mine to carry. Visualize setting that burden down and turning your attention back to your circle of influence. This practice, repeated over time, builds emotional strength and detachment from unnecessary stress. You might ask, does this mean I ignore problems? Absolutely not. It means you recognize problems for what they are, facts of life, not personal failures. You deal with the problems you can solve and gracefully accept those you cannot. This attitude puts you in a proactive position rather than a reactive one. Acting as if nothing bothers you about the uncontrollable creates space in your mind and heart for creativity, solution finding, and growth. It's the soil in which your personal and professional success can take root and flourish. Remember, you are not responsible for everything. You are responsible for your actions, your choices, and your attitude. When you accept this truth, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your life. In closing, mastering the art of controlling what you can and releasing what you can't is not only practical wisdom, but also emotional liberation. It frees you from unnecessary suffering and channels your focus toward what truly matters, your growth, your relationships, and your goals. This mindset will serve you in every area of your life. So practice this daily. When life throws curveballs, act as if nothing bothers you about those things beyond your reach. Focus your strength on what you can change, and watch how your peace and success grow in response. Developing inner strength and resilience is one of the most important journeys you can embark on. Life will challenge you in countless ways, and the way you respond to those challenges will determine your success, happiness, and fulfillment. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you are actually cultivating a deep well of inner strength that no external circumstance can drain. Inner strength is not something you are simply born with. It is built day by day through your choices, habits, and mindset. It's the quiet power that allows you to stand firm in the face of adversity, to keep going when others give up, and to rise after every fall. Resilience, on the other hand, is the ability to bounce back from difficulties stronger than before. Together, these qualities form the backbone of a life well lived. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you send a message to your mind and spirit that you are in control, no matter what's happening around you. This doesn't mean you ignore pain or problems. It means you refuse to let those things define or defeat you. This attitude of quiet confidence helps you build emotional muscles that protect you from being overwhelmed by life's storms. Think of inner strength as a reservoir. Every time you choose calm over chaos, patience over frustration, and action over despair, you fill that reservoir a little more. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging reality and choosing to remain steady anyway. This steadiness is what separates people who succeed in the long run from those who falter. Resilience is closely tied to this inner strength. When life knocks you down, resilience is what helps you get back up. The world will test you with setbacks, failures, losses, unexpected changes. But resilience is what keeps you moving forward instead of retreating. It's a skill you develop by facing challenges head on and refusing to let them break your spirit. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are practicing resilience. You train your mind to see obstacles as temporary and manageable. You develop the belief that no matter how tough things get, you have what it takes to get through them. This belief is powerful because it influences your action. You take steps toward your goals with confidence, knowing setbacks are just part of the journey. Building inner strength and resilience is a lifelong process. It requires patience and commitment, but the rewards are immense. When you have these qualities, you're less likely to be shaken by criticism, failure, or uncertainty. You maintain your peace and focus, even when the world around you is chaotic. One way to develop these qualities is to build habits that reinforce them. Simple practices like setting daily goals, reflecting on your progress, and maintaining a positive attitude can significantly strengthen your inner resolve. When you consistently take small actions toward your goals, you build momentum. This momentum fuels your resilience, making it easier to stay strong during tough times. Another important aspect is how you speak to yourself. The language you use in your mind shapes your reality. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't handle this," or "this is too hard," pause and replace those thoughts with empowering ones like, "I am stronger than this," or "I will find a way." Acting as if nothing bothers you includes controlling your inner dialogue and choosing words that build you up rather than tear you down. Developing inner strength also means learning to manage your emotions. Strong people feel deeply, but they don't let emotions dictate their decisions. Instead, they observe their feelings, understand them, and then choose their responses carefully. This emotional intelligence is a cornerstone of resilience. It prevents you from being swept away by temporary setbacks or emotional storms. Moreover, resilience is often born from experience. Every challenge you overcome adds to your capacity to handle future difficulties. Each time you act as if nothing bothers you when faced with adversity, you're effectively training yourself to be stronger for the next challenge. Over time, this creates a virtuous cycle of growth and confidence. It's also important to surround yourself with positive influences. People who encourage your growth and believe in your strength help you build resilience. Conversely, negative influences can drain your energy and undermine your confidence. Choose your environment wisely to support your journey of inner strength. Remember, inner strength is not about being unbreakable or never feeling pain. It's about being unshaken in your purpose and values despite the pain. It's about continuing to move forward even when the path is difficult. And that is a choice you make every day. In conclusion, developing inner strength and resilience is essential for living a successful and fulfilling life. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about ignoring reality, but about facing it with courage, calm, and confidence. It is about building a strong foundation within yourself that no external challenge can crumble. When you nurture these qualities, you empower yourself to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and determination. You become the kind of person who not only survives challenges, but thrives because of them. And that is the ultimate power, a power rooted not in circumstance, but in your own unshakable spirit. Your focus and energy are two of the most valuable assets you possess. They are the driving forces behind your ability to accomplish goals, solve problems, and create a fulfilling life. Yet in a world filled with distractions, negativity, and constant demands on your attention, protecting your focus and energy becomes an essential skill. Learning to act as if nothing bothers you is a powerful way to safeguard these precious resources. When you let yourself be disturbed by every little thing, criticism, setbacks, distractions, or negativity, you scatter your focus. Your energy gets drained chasing after every problem, every worry, every complaint. The result? You become exhausted and less effective, stuck in a cycle of reaction instead of action. Acting as if nothing bothers you doesn't mean you are indifferent or unaware. It means you choose not to let external circumstances disrupt your inner calm and attention. Imagine your mind as a laser beam. When it's focused, it cuts through obstacles and ignites progress. But if that beam is spread out and scattered, it loses its power. Protecting your focus means keeping your mental beam sharp and directed on what truly matters. When you act calm and unaffected by distractions, you maintain this laser-like focus, allowing you to move steadily toward your goals. Your energy works similarly. Think of energy as the fuel for everything you do. If you waste your energy on frustration, anger, or dwelling on things that don't serve you, you'll find yourself running on empty when it's time to perform. But if you conserve that energy, channeling it into productive thoughts and actions, you'll have the stamina to push through challenges and keep creating results. One of the biggest drains on focus and energy is allowing external events or other people's opinions to unsettle you. When you take every criticism personally or get upset over things beyond your control, you lose control of your mind. You shift from being the creator of your life to a reactor to circumstance. But when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you build a protective barrier around your focus and energy. You acknowledge what's happening but refuse to let it pull you off course. This doesn't mean you ignore problems or refuse to take responsibility. On the contrary, protecting your focus means you prioritize your responses. You decide what deserves your attention and what is a distraction. This conscious choice helps you avoid burnout and maintain clarity. Another way to protect your focus is by managing your environment. Surround yourself with positive influences, people who lift you up, information that inspires you, and spaces that encourage concentration. Remove or limit exposure to negativity, gossip, and unnecessary noise. When your surroundings support your goals, protecting your energy becomes easier. The habit of acting as if nothing bothers you also helps you maintain emotional stability. Emotional upheaval drains energy quickly. When you choose to respond with calm rather than react with emotion, you preserve your strength. This calmness sends a message to your brain that you're in control, which reduces stress and helps you think more clearly. It's important to recognize that your focus and energy are finite. No one has unlimited reserve. Just like a battery, your capacity to concentrate and perform well depends on how well you manage your resources. If you allow constant disturbances to chip away at your energy, you'll feel depleted and ineffective. On the other hand, by acting as if nothing bothers you, you conserve energy and maintain your focus, even when life gets tough. You create mental space for creative thinking, problem solving, and strategic planning. This focused energy is what fuels success. Protecting your focus also means learning to say no. It means declining invitations, distractions, or tasks that don't align with your goals. It means setting boundaries with people who drain your energy or pull you into drama. Acting as if nothing bothers you includes the ability to stay centered and not be swayed by the noise around you. When you make protecting your focus and energy a priority, you begin to notice a shift. You get more done in less time. Your decisions improve because your mind is clear. Your resilience grows because you're not worn down by unnecessary stress. And your overall quality of life improves because you spend your energy on things that truly matter. Remember, every successful person you admire is a master at protecting their focus and energy. They understand that talent and intelligence alone aren't enough. What sets them apart is their ability to stay calm, concentrated, and energetic amid challenges. So practice this daily. When you feel your focus wavering or your energy draining, remind yourself, I will act as if nothing bothers me. Take a deep breath, refocus your mind on your priorities, and let go of distraction. Over time, this habit will strengthen, and you'll find yourself more productive, peaceful, and powerful. In the end, protecting your focus and energy is about respect. Respect for yourself and your goals. It's about recognizing that your time and mental capacity are precious. When you learn to guard them fiercely by acting as if nothing bothers you, you step into a place of greater control, confidence, and success. Practicing emotional detachment without falling into indifference is a skill that few truly understand, yet it's crucial for maintaining peace of mind and personal effectiveness. It is often misunderstood. Some think emotional detachment means shutting down feelings, becoming cold or uncaring, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Emotional detachment, when done correctly, is about creating a healthy boundary between your emotions and your reactions. It allows you to experience feelings fully but not be controlled or overwhelmed by them. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you're not denying your emotions or pretending they don't exist. Instead, you are mastering the art of observing your emotions without being swept away by them. This creates clarity and balance in your thinking and action. You become a calm observer of your inner world, able to recognize emotional responses as signals, not commands. Imagine you're standing on the shore watching waves crash. Those waves represent emotions, sometimes calm and gentle, sometimes wild and intense. Emotional detachment is like standing firmly on solid ground, watching the waves come and go without being pulled into the water. You feel the waves, you see them, but you don't let them drag you away from your center. This skill is essential because life is full of emotional triggers, disappointments, conflicts, losses, and uncertainties. Without emotional detachment, these triggers can lead to impulsive reactions, poor decisions, and unnecessary suffering. But with detachment, you create space between stimulus and response. That space is where your true power lies. It's where you can choose how to respond wisely, rather than react out of habit or impulse. Emotional detachment without indifference also protects your energy. Emotions, especially strong negative ones, can be draining. When you're entangled in them, you expend a lot of mental and physical energy just managing the emotional turmoil. Detachment allows you to conserve that energy, redirecting it toward productive actions and positive outcomes. This balance between feeling and detaching takes practice. It requires self-awareness and emotional intelligence. The first step is to become aware of your emotional states without judgment. Notice what you're feeling, identify the source, and accept it as part of your experience. This acceptance is crucial. It's not about denying or minimizing your feelings, but recognizing them honestly. Next, remind yourself that feelings are temporary and do not define who you are. They are messages from your inner self, but they don't have to dictate your behavior or cloud your judgment. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you're signaling to your mind that you have the ability to experience emotions without being controlled by them. This practice can transform your relationships as well. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you care less about others. In fact, it can increase your empathy and understanding because you're less reactive and more present. When you're not overwhelmed by your own emotions, you can listen more deeply, respond more thoughtfully, and maintain healthier boundaries. Emotional detachment is also a powerful tool for stress management. Stress often comes from feeling overwhelmed or caught up in emotional reactions. By detaching, you reduce the intensity of these reactions and create mental space for calm and clarity. This calmness helps you see solutions where before you only saw problems. Some people worry that practicing emotional detachment might make them seem cold or disconnected. But true emotional detachment is about connection on a deeper level, not being pulled off balance by every emotional wave. It's about being present and engaged while maintaining inner peace. You show up fully, but from a place of strength and stability, not chaos or confusion. To cultivate this skill, consider mindfulness and meditation practices. These techniques train your mind to observe thoughts and feelings without judgment or attachment. They help you develop the habit of stepping back from emotional reactions and responding with intention rather than reflex. Another helpful practice is journaling your emotions. Writing about what you feel allows you to process emotions outside of yourself. It helps you gain perspective and reduces the chance of being overwhelmed in the moment. When you review your journal, you begin to see patterns and triggers, which gives you more control over your responses. It's important to remember that emotional detachment is not about avoidance. You don't run from your feelings or tough situations. Instead, you face them with a calm, steady heart and a clear mind. This approach builds resilience because you're not weighed down by emotional baggage, allowing you to bounce back from adversity more quickly. Ultimately, practicing emotional detachment without indifference leads to greater freedom. Freedom from being a slave to your feelings, freedom from unnecessary drama, and freedom to live your life on your terms. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you create a space where you can respond to life's challenges with wisdom, courage, and grace. This skill is invaluable for anyone seeking success and fulfillment. It enables you to maintain your peace amid chaos, make better decisions under pressure, and foster stronger relationships. By mastering emotional detachment, you empower yourself to live with greater clarity and purpose. In summary, emotional detachment without indifference is about finding the balance between feeling deeply and maintaining control. It's about honoring your emotions while choosing not to be controlled by them. This balance creates a powerful foundation for personal growth and happiness. When you learn this skill, you act as if nothing bothers you, not because you don't care, but because you care wisely. Building a habit of positive reframing is one of the most powerful tools you can develop to act as if nothing bothers you. Life will inevitably bring difficulties, setbacks, and moments that test your patience and resolve. How you interpret these experiences makes all the difference in whether they become stumbling blocks or stepping stones on your journey. Positive reframing is the practice of consciously shifting your perspective to find a constructive or empowering side of any situation, even when things appear bleak. When you choose to reframe your thoughts positively, you're not denying the reality of challenges or pretending that problems don't exist. Instead, you're training your mind to look beyond the immediate discomfort and find meaning, lessons, or opportunities in adversity. This shift in thinking transforms your emotional response and equips you to handle difficulties with calm and confidence. Imagine you encounter a setback, a project fails, a relationship sours, or a goal seems out of reach. The natural reaction might be frustration, disappointment, or even defeat. But positive reframing invites you to ask a different question. What can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger or wiser? By turning your focus from what went wrong to what can be gained, you change your energy from reactive to proactive. This habit of reframing is at the heart of acting as if nothing bothers you. It allows you to remain unaffected by negativity because you've trained your mind to see beyond. You start to view challenges not as threats but as invitations for growth. This mindset makes you resilient, as you no longer collapse under pressure, but rise to meet it. Positive reframing is backed by psychology. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for example, uses similar techniques to help individuals break free from negative thought patterns. When you consistently practice reframing, you weaken the automatic tendency to dwell on problems and strengthen the habit of seeing possibility. Developing this habit requires awareness and practice. The first step is to catch yourself when negative thoughts arise. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. Are you saying things like, "This is impossible," or "I always fail"? Once you recognize these thoughts, pause and consciously replace them with positive reframes. For example, "This is a challenge I can learn from," or "Every failure is a step closer to success." Another helpful technique is to keep a reframe journal. Whenever you face a difficult situation, write down the negative thought and then rewrite it in a positive light. Over time, this exercise trains your brain to default to constructive thinking, making it easier to stay calm and focused. Positive reframing also improves your emotional well-being. When you view setbacks as opportunities, you experience less stress and anxiety. Your mood improves and you maintain your motivation. Acting as if nothing bothers you becomes more natural because you've replaced fear and frustration with curiosity and hope. This mindset has practical benefits in everyday life. For example, when dealing with criticism, instead of feeling attacked or discouraged, you can see it as valuable feedback. When facing delays or obstacles, you treat them as chances to develop patience and problem-solving skills. When encountering rejection or failure, you remind yourself that these are normal parts of growth, not reflections of your worth. Positive reframing also fosters creativity. When you approach problems with a mindset of possibility, you open yourself to new solutions and innovation. Instead of being stuck in "why me" thinking, you ask "what now" and "how can I make this work?" This shift empowers you to keep moving forward, no matter the setbacks. To truly build this habit, incorporate positive reframing into your daily routine. Start your day by affirming that challenges are opportunities. When things don't go as planned, pause to find the lesson or benefit hidden in the situation. Share this perspective with others. It not only helps you but encourages those around you to adopt a similar mindset. It's important to be patient with yourself in this process. Changing your thinking patterns takes time, especially if you've been conditioned to focus on the negative. But with consistent practice, positive reframing becomes second nature. You develop an inner strength that helps you act as if nothing bothers you because you know you have the mental tools to turn obstacles into advantages. In relationships, positive reframing can prevent conflicts from escalating. When misunderstandings or disagreements arise, choosing to see the other person's point of view as an opportunity for deeper understanding instead of an attack promotes harmony and growth. This approach builds emotional intelligence and strengthens bonds. In your professional life, reframing setbacks can boost your performance and satisfaction. Instead of fearing failure, you embrace challenges as chances to improve and innovate. This resilience often leads to greater success, because you're willing to take calculated risks and learn from mistakes. In essence, building a habit of positive reframing transforms your entire approach to life. It shifts your mental focus from what's wrong to what's possible. This perspective frees you from the grip of negativity and helps you maintain your peace and productivity no matter the circumstance. When you master positive reframing, you empower yourself to act as if nothing bothers you, not because you are immune to challenges, but because you choose to see them through a lens of growth and opportunity. This mindset is a cornerstone of personal development, resilience, and lasting success. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is one of the most powerful ways to learn to act as if nothing bothers you. The people you choose to spend time with have a profound impact on your mindset, your energy, and ultimately your ability to remain calm and resilient in the face of life's challenges. When you surround yourself with individuals who uplift, encourage, and challenge you to grow, you build a strong foundation that helps you maintain your composure and confidence no matter what comes your way. We often underestimate the influence of our social environment. The truth is, we become like the 5 people we spend the most time with. Their attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors rub off on us, shaping how we perceive the world and ourselves. If those people are positive, motivated, and supportive, you're more likely to develop the inner strength and calm necessary to act as if nothing bothers you. On the other hand, if your circle is filled with negativity, doubt, and criticism, it becomes much harder to stay centered and confident. Supportive people do more than just cheer you on. They hold you accountable to your goals and values. They remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. They provide honest feedback, help you see challenges from different perspectives, and inspire you to keep going when the going gets tough. This kind of support acts like a safety net, catching you when you stumble and pushing you forward when you're ready to rise. When you act as if nothing bothers you, having a supportive network means you don't have to carry the burden alone. You can share your struggles without fear of judgment. You can receive encouragement that helps you bounce back fast. This community effect is essential because even the strongest individuals need connection and reinforcement. Choosing the right people to surround yourself with requires intention and discernment. It's not about having a large number of acquaintances, but about cultivating meaningful relationships with those who genuinely care about your growth and well-being. These people are often those who embody qualities you admire: resilience, kindness, wisdom, and positivity. Sometimes you may need to make tough decisions about your social circle. This might mean distancing yourself from individuals who drain your energy or pull you into negativity. It's not always easy, especially if these relationships are long-standing, but protecting your mental and emotional space is crucial for your growth. Remember, your peace of mind and ability to act as if nothing bothers you are worth the effort. In addition to choosing supportive people, it's equally important to be supportive yourself. Relationships are reciprocal. When you encourage and uplift others, you create a positive environment that benefits everyone involved. This mutual support fosters trust, deeper connections, and a stronger community that can weather life's storms together. Supportive people also help you develop perspective. They can challenge your assumptions and offer wisdom that prevents you from overreacting to minor irritation. Sometimes when you feel bothered or frustrated, a supportive friend or mentor can remind you to step back and see the bigger picture. This reminder is invaluable because it helps you act as if nothing bothers you by preventing small problems from becoming overwhelming. Moreover, being part of a supportive network provides opportunities for learning and growth. Surrounding yourself with people who have diverse experiences and knowledge broadens your horizons. You gain insights, strategies, and encouragement that you might not find on your own. This collective wisdom enhances your ability to remain calm and focused amid challenges. Technology today allows us to connect with supportive communities beyond our immediate circles. Online groups, forums, and social media platforms can be sources of encouragement and inspiration when chosen wisely. However, it's important to be selective and mindful about these virtual environments, as they can also be breeding grounds for negativity if not curated carefully. Building a strong support system is a gradual process. It involves investing time and energy into relationships that nurture your growth. This might mean seeking out mentors, joining groups aligned with your interests and values, or simply spending more time with family and friends who bring out the best in you. The payoff is enormous: greater emotional stability, increased motivation, and a resilient mindset that acts as a shield against life's disturbances. Ultimately, surrounding yourself with supportive people empowers you to act as if nothing bothers you, because you know you're not alone. You have a tribe that believes in you, stands by you, and lifts you up. This network becomes your fortress of strength, a place where your confidence can flourish and your peace can be maintained. When you nurture these connections and remain open to giving and receiving support, you create a life filled with encouragement, understanding, and shared purpose. This environment makes it easier to face adversity with grace and to maintain that powerful attitude of calm composure. In summary, the company you keep shapes your mindset and resilience. By surrounding yourself with supportive people, you build a strong foundation for acting as if nothing bothers you, not because life is free of challenges, but because you have the support to face them with courage and calm. This is one of the most practical and impactful steps you can take on the path to personal growth and success.